Hello, this is a review of the merchant back office. In order for a merchant to log into their back office, they navigate to FlexKom.com. They scroll down to the bottom of the screen, and under Merchant, they click on Merchant Login. They use their email address and the password that they gave when they created their account. You click on Register. We will change that to Login, but currently it says Register. Now they're in the dashboard of their back office. This is a test account, so there's many features that we can't show you because there's no actual transactions. But what you can see on this dashboard is the chart that shows the transactions. So the pale blue is purchase value. So these are the gross values of the purchases made in this using this test terminal. And then the flex monies are the amount of the purchases that come back to the merchant. And then commissions, which won't show in this test account because it's not actually active. That's the commissions that this merchant would have received from the transactions of their customers in other stores. All right. If we click on, if we hover over dashboard and then we click on my data, this is where the merchant will see their data and can make some simple changes. There's fields that they cannot change. For instance, they cannot change their email address, and there's a couple other things that they can't change. That's basically because those are the things that their data is built upon. In any database, you have to have fields that don't change. One of them is their email address, so it has to be changed manually. A form has to be signed, and we have to get that over to Germany in order to change their email address, for example. Where it says control number, that is the tax ID number. So know that control number is the tax ID number, and that they need to make certain that that's the proper tax ID number. All right, the next thing we're going to look at is password change. Anything that you see in German will be changed into English. They basically enter their old password, then their new desired password. They do it twice, and then they click on Save. The next thing we're going to look at is customer. These are the customers that are that have kissed their terminal. They have a lot of information here. They can look at the details of each particular customer. They can also send an email to each individual customer, or if you scroll a little bit further down, you can send an email to all of the customers on this list. So this is how they could do their bulk emailing to the customers who've kissed their terminal, and or send an individual email or email to 2, 3, or all the whole list. This is where they do that. The next category we're going to look at is finance. So the first item in finance is sales. We're going to click on sales. This shows the gross transactions that happen at that terminal. This is a test terminal. This is that 4351 account that everybody has been told to log into if they want to play around with their terminal and do examples to prospects. This is that. So they do a transaction, and in another field that we'll show here, that's they make a selection to change the percentage. So 10% discount, 20% discount, all those choices are made, and then these are the transactions after those choices have been made about the percentage that discount to give out. Down here is where you confirm. Basically, you can see the gross numbers here, the total purchase value, and then the total flex monies, and then the sum of the flex money share. This is a ledger basically explaining what the transactions were and in these three categories, how they are confirmed there. So we'll move to the next category. Basically, inside of the My Cells section, there's the unconfirmed cells. In this test account, they're all going to be unconfirmed cells. If this was a real account, then there'd be confirmed sales. So these are the sales that went through and everything balanced out, and so there'd be confirmed sales here. And then enabled sales are where the merchant is pushing a sale through, so making the sale active. Okay, next we'll look at commissions. This is where the merchant is looking at the commissions that they've earned. This is a test account, and in Germany, our engineers tested something and pushed through a $60 confirmation just to make sure that it was working. This is months ago, back when we were still in beta. So this is where the merchant will be seeing the commissions that they've earned. Cash back. This is where the merchant gets to see the cashback amounts that they receive when someone is buying something. So when somebody is redeeming their loyalty monies in that particular merchant store, that's what they're seeing here. Okay, and then the accounts. This is kind of a ledger. Shows you the all of the invoicing for the income and the outgo. So that's basically what you're looking at here, where it's going to give you a bigger picture of everything that's going on. So the earned commission here, the cash back where somebody walked in the store and spent cash that they had accumulated, your FlexKom share, and so forth. As we talked about earlier, this $60 US was added by the testing team in Germany, the engineering team, and so that's why there's $60 US in this test account. And then they could pull this money out. If this is a real account, those $60 US could be pulled out and paid to the merchant via Hyper Wallet. Okay, next is management. So I'm going to go back to the main dashboard just to kind of clear out our session here. And now we're going to go under management. Under management, we have my stores. This is where the merchant sets up their store. So right now what we're giving you is a full view of this whole back office, and then we're going to make subordinate videos that will show you specifics of each category. So right now we're just going to give you an overview of my store. This is how you add a new store. So when a merchant first comes in here, there's nothing in here. Adding a new store, they would just click on add a new store. They would flesh this out, give it the store name, the address, the percentages. Once again, this is where you set the percentage of discount that you want to give, and that goes up to 100%, which is actually 50%, because 50% goes to the customer, 50% goes to the FlexKom side. We'll go into that in detail on another video. This is where they put in their phone number. Long description. This is where they describe their location and what it's about, and their store. Opening times is just what it says. When you open, when you close, when that store opens, when that store closes, and then driving directions from a local icon, from a major intersection or something to that effect. This is where you're saying what category is this particular merchant in. Are they a pizza place? Are they a bowling alley? They make selections here for the first business description, second business description, and third business description. What this is talking about is that one location, you're going to try and bracket it using 3 different definitions. So if it's a restaurant, first one might be restaurant, second would be an Italian restaurant, and third one would be pizzeria, something to that effect. Once you get all this information in there, then this section becomes live, where you can upload pictures of the restaurant. Once again, the very first picture that should be uploaded should be what the location looks like from the outside. That way the customers have a visual cue and know exactly what to look for when they're driving down the street. The second should be maybe the menu if it's a restaurant, or a picture from the inside, or a picture of the food of the day or whatever. You could add pictures at will, but you don't want to have too many pictures. Between 4 and 10 pictures is what's recommended. We'll go into more detail on other videos. All right, so that's how you add a store. I'm going to go back here to the dashboard, the main page, just so we have a clear cookie situation. This next one, card activation. This is where the merchant has run out of the 100 cards that came with their terminal. So when you have a terminal, there's 100 cards in that same box. When they've gone through those and they want more cards, they're going to go to Flex Order over here and buy those cards. Once those cards arrive in the mail, Postal Service, UPS, FedEx, they arrive. They take that packet and they put their serial number here. It's not packet number. They put their serial number and then the card number, any one card from that pack. And then they click on more to activate it, and that'll activate that pack of cards. Now they can just distribute those to their customers. Next is My Cards. This shows the cards that were handed out from that terminal. So there's 100 cards that come with your terminal, and if you hand out and activate one card, then in here you'd see that one card activated. So that's what this screen shows under My Cards. POS activation. This is where you activate a point of sale terminal. When it says packet number, that's the serial number. That's that long number that's on the outside of the box, the same one that matches the bottom of the base. You enter that, and then you enter just one of the card numbers from that 100 card pack, and then you click more, and you have now activated those cards. If you're working on a test terminal in a test account like 4351, do not try and activate the cards that came with your terminal. Do not try and activate the cards that came with your terminal. You only want to activate those cards should you put that terminal into a merchant. So if you place that terminal, then you activate the cards. Until you place that terminal, do not ever activate the cards, because you will burn those cards. They will forever be associated with this test account 4351, and we cannot extricate them from this account. So don't ever activate them. Next, we have My POS terminals. When you first get your terminal and you're first setting up this up in a real store, do not create any fake accounts or test accounts. Use the 4351 test account. Do not create any test accounts. You'll be fined for creating a test account. We're in phase 3 now in America, and we don't have any tolerance for fake accounts. You set up real accounts with real paperwork being signed and real bank accounts, ACH accounts being set up by a real store who really wants to have that terminal and place it in their store. So no more test accounts. That was something that we did in the early part of phase 3, the end of phase 2, early part of phase 3. So now you have your POS terminal, and if this was a real store, do not do this here. Do not add your terminal to this test account. You will pay a fine to have it extricated from here, and once again, you will probably void all 100 of the cards that came with your terminal. So do not add your terminal to this test account. So if you were to add a terminal to the test account, you'd click on Add New POS, and you would fill out the form to add that terminal. I'm not going to show you how to do it because we don't want you to do it right now. There'll be another video that'll be sent specifically to people who are actually signing up a merchant, actually going through the process. So that's all that's under management. We're going to go back out to the dashboard just so we can have a clear cookie session here. Next section is Other. When you under Other, it says Refer a Customer. This is where the merchant gets their QR codes from. This is a static QR code. If they put multiple terminals into one location, for instance, they have 5 cash registers. They get 5 terminals they have by each of those cash registers, and they're all putting out the same static code. When you do that, when you set up your account properly, each of these terminals is putting out the same static code. This is where you can print that out, put it on a laminated card, print that out, and put it on your business cards, whatever the merchant wants to do. They could send QR codes by clicking on this link, but that's not the best way to do it. The reason why is because that comes from a FlexKom.com email address as opposed to joespizza.com. So there's a procedure that we'll talk about for getting the QR code to a customer. This is not necessarily the best answer because the person receiving it won't know what FlexKom is. They'll get an email from FlexKom and they don't know where it is, whereas if they got an email from joespizzaparlor.com, they would know what that's about. So we'll talk about that on another video. And then the last column is Flex Order. This is where in the near future the merchant will be able to buy additional cards. If they run out of the cards that are in there that came with their terminal, they want to buy another 100 or 1,000 cards. This is where they would do that. Also, there'll be other things they could buy here. Different promotional items that they can purchase for their store, stickers for their windows, tints for their tables, whatever, shirts that say "Ask me about FlexKom," that sort of thing. There'll be all kind of things in their store. All right, so that is it. That is our overview of the merchant back office. Thank you very much.